After years spent on it, in one day it all came to zero. ZKsync has launched. Some people are cursing, some are frustrated, others are watching with cold eyes. The doubt is surfacing again. Are airdrops still a thing?
The much anticipated ZKsync finally announced its airdrop. After more than a year of on-chain interactions, we finally arrived at the end of the line, but the results are a big disappointment. Some people even argue that it would have been better not to do the airdrop at all. Before its release, they at least had hope. Now there is no more hope, no airdrop, nothing. Some influencers have managed dozens of accounts, but ended up with nothing too. Many users are frustrated, and the community is full of complaints and anger. There are even rumors of suicides. People who took loans to participate in on-chain interactions, all for nothing. They didn't qualify for the airdrop. So why did ZKsync airdrop cause so much frustration this time? Can you really get rich by jacking up airdrops? Why are people always backstabbed these days? Let's talk about all of that today. For those who don't know, ZKsync is a layer 2 scaling program launched by Matter Labs, which improves the scalability of Ethereum network by using a zero-knowledge roller. It's a project part of the 4 kings of layer 2, along with Optimism, Arbitrum and Starknet. It closed 458 million in funding from 2009 to 2022, and the investors in this project are all-star organizations. So it should be great. ZKsync's main network, ZKsync Airdrop, was officially launched in March 2023, and at that time the founder mentioned that it might take a year before issuing coins. What he meant was, I give you a year to interact with the chain, and then I release an airdrop. At that time, many people just missed Arbitrum's airdrop, so they swiftly turned to ZKsync. 12 days after the main network launch, the number of users reached 260,000 people, and the TVL soared to $100 million, and everyone was crazy to participate. So yes, it was great on the paper. And here we are now. A few days ago, on June 11, ZKsync announced their airdrop distribution plan. And next week, they will distribute 3.6 billion ZK tokens to early users and contributors in a one-time airdrop, with 89% going to users. The process involves 4 steps. First, checking your eligibility. Secondly, allocating tokens based on their formula. Third, applying multipliers to specific addresses, and then finally, excluding any Sybil addresses. According to airdrop rules, users can qualify by performing various actions within the ZKsync ecosystem. These actions include interacting with contracts, making DeFi pledges, donating through Bitcoin, holding NFTs, and trading on ZKsync Lite. A key point is the value-based scaling formula. The more assets you deposit near the start of the mainnet, the more weight you get. It's similar to Blast's points system, if you want a comparison. Each address can also receive a multiplier through a special contribution campaign. And finally, you must pass, of course, the Sybil test to qualify for the airdrop. If the rule were just tough or a bit weird, the community might have been able to accept them, but ZKsync's series of moves raised a lot of questions. So first, users have to meet one of 7 officially announced qualifications. But even if you meet these criteria, it doesn't automatically mean you get an airdrop. All the decisions about who gets what are entirely up to the ZKsync association, and it really upsets the community. Many users feel like ZKsync's plan is basically a sneaky way to keep the tokens that users should be getting. And according to feedback from Sybil Hunter Artemis on X, there are supposedly a lot of fake accounts in ZKsync airdrop list. Even wallets that aren't active at all and still are getting a significant number of airdrops. So the off-market price of the token dropped, and the ZK community was full of outrage these days. There are more than 700,000 wallets eligible for the much anticipated airdrop, but there were actually 6 million active addresses involved in the interactions. This means that only 10% of the people who interacted with the chain got the airdrop. The chances of missing out are really high, and if you don't get the airdrop, You can't cover your costs. There are even rumors of people taking out loans to do interactions and then committing suicide after finding out that they weren't eligible. That's crazy. On June 14, after 3 days of backlash, the project team finally responded, saying that, okay, there are imperfections, but they had made reasonable trade-offs. However, the community isn't having it. The golden age of interaction-based airdrops might be ending with ZKsync, I think. Airdrops aren't like what they used to be. Before, everyone could get a piece of the pie. Nowadays, projects have very strict policies to prevent airdrops of tokens to speculators and airdrop farmers. That's why project owners usually adopt two strategies. The first one is to clearly announce the criteria for airdrops, like Blast and Eigenlayer did. The more assets you pledge, the more airdrops you get. The other strategy is to keep the criteria vague, using ambiguous language to keep the community guessing. This way, everyone sees the potential but never knows the exact outcome. For the first strategy, it's clear that it's a game of money. Everyone participates according to their financial situation, and the final airdrop is straightforward. You either get it or you don't. In this kind of game, with these rules, retail investors are less likely to be harmed, because the rules are transparent. Those who see the rules as unfavorable usually don't invest heavily, avoiding the scenario of the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. The second strategy is more like a gamble. There are no clear rules, but there's a display of seemingly huge benefits that can create illusions. In this setup, the project team has complete control, and participants have no room for negotiation. This is most likely going to make participants act impulsively, often leading to disappointment. When the rules are unclear and the fairness of the game is questionable, any profit made by participants is purely by chance. So, since it's all about luck, we shouldn't risk our entire fortune on it, and definitely not take out loans. That's why placing heavy bets in such uncertain games is fundamentally a wrong strategy. Looking at the current market, if you still want to chase airdrops and make money from them, I suggest you focus on the Bitcoin ecosystem. Right now, it's a critical window for Bitcoin. And once more project teams rush in and more experts deploy their scripts, create their contract on Bitcoin, it will become harder for ordinary people to make great profits. It's too late on ETH, and soon it will be for Bitcoin too. And because the market has come full circle in terms of difficulty, many professional traders, including market makers, are already very active in the crypto ecosystems. When new projects are being issued, many big players are ready to capitalize on them. For us, for retail investors, if you can't identify great opportunities, it's very tough to succeed. Only when you fully understand the market rules and your own capabilities can you better protect your investment and reduce unnecessary losses. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, if the rules of an airdrop are unclear, don't invest heavily and don't take out loans or go all in the project. If you had just to take one thing from this video, it's that. Okay, see you.